Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. My name is Zaim, and on behalf of the entire Total Materia team, I would like to thank you for joining us for today webinar. Uh, as you can see, we are connecting engineers to material information, and it's been 8 years that I'm working in Total Materia, and then we are connecting engineers to the material information, where material information needs sustainability and so many precisions, right? I hope this session will be informative for you, and you can contact anytime you need. Well, Total Materia AG is a global company. Our headquarters is in Switzerland, Zurich. We are in Serbia, R&D department, and as you can see, we have local offices in so many partners and all around the world. This map, this actually small map, shows you uh, where my where our users are coming from, Australia to Greenland and Canada and everywhere from the world. That we have a lot of users, which we proud to support all these engineering activities globally from all around the world, industry leaders to small companies, as you can see, from automotive, machinery, general engineering, energy and utilities, metals and metal producers. They are using Telemateria for quality control, quality check. As you can see, we are covering a lot of different national standards, and you can have all these producers, thousands of producers data sheets according to standards. You can find the right equivalent material. Inspection analysis in aerospace industries, institutes, and academia, and so many different industries. Well, if we would like to just describe this wide range of industry uh, services, that I can tell you, Daimler to IKEA, all producers, whoever wants precision in their production, they're using this highly detailed, reliable material information, because in Total Materia you have a lot of information, but all reliable digitalized data, which is getting from standards, producers, data sheets, every single detail, every single information you will be able to see in Total Materia, it's coming with the references. So it's not only access to the database with technical support, with material engineers, chemical engineers, and including uh, unlimited free of charge user trainings and so on. So this reliable digitalized data gives you opportunity to manage internal materials information. You can use enterprise integration even if you are using different types of simulation uh, softwares in your PLM system, ERP system. Let's discuss how we can connect, because we have a lot of experience last 27 years, and platform connectivity is very, very important. In the same time, we are in AI era. I don't think any of you who's not tried any AI tool yet that I believe you're using, and it's been 3 years that we are providing this AI material uh, properties prediction tool, which is Predictor. And when it's all about carbon footprint, choosing the greenest possible material, Green Line is coming with compliance and sustainability informations. We are changing basically process of the material selection. It is starting definitely making a research about which material is the most suitable one for my design, because every product You can consider yourself only a consumer when you go to buy yourself a laptop or a car or motorcycle, whatever you want to purchase. First, you're looking at that material quality, and you that gives you an idea if this product deserve my money, right? So, as an engineer, you have to start with material selection, which Total Material provides more than 500,000 of material. And this design and production cycle starts with simulation, definitely, and then quality check, quality control, reverse engineering, and then you're going to start researching supplier information where I can get this material, and then sustainability is another issue. And if it's compliant, then you start. If it's not compliant at the end, you start making material selection again. So this cycle goes on and on and on again. Instead, if you will have a tool, imagine while you are searching material, you need to filter that. I want, according to this couple of uh, different uh, conditions, it's supposed to be compliant, and then you don't need to repeat the cycle again because you already choose a compliant material and you know where to purchase, and quality is not an issue, right? So we're changing this with Horizon only, and then we are offering you to create your own internal database integrator, and Prediction is our AI tool, and Greenline is all about choosing greenest possible material. Not only different industries, we are also providing information for different engineering departments because material engineer, while they are selecting material according to durability informations like chemical composition or mechanical physical properties, corrosion resistance or stress strain curves, fatigue endurance, all this material informations are very critical for material engineers, but in the same time, you don't know if it's compliant or not according to different regulations, right? So from the beginning of the process, you will be able to find out if this material is compliant or not. So in second phase, in quality check is very, very cool, very easy with Total Materia. We have our patent algorithm SmartComp since 2007 can tell you the material grades according to their chemical composition. A lot of spectrometer companies are our partners like Hitachi Thermal Scientific, so on. So many companies are using this tool because SmartComp is telling you in seconds what material is this, and you need to find the suppliers, you need to find the producers of this material. For the purchasing department, it's an amazing tool, and at the same time CAD design simulation support for I mean, right now we're providing direct export options for more than 28 different simulations, including Excel or XML file, right? So Total Materia is a must-have for precision engineering if you are really, really willing to be one of these industry leaders. If you really want everyone to trust your brand value, and your products, you have to use Total Materia to be sure that you're choosing the right and the most accurate material. These are some of our use cases from automotive industry. For instance, Piaggio. I don't think anyone who never heard Piaggio brand before. They start using telemetry with simulation softwares because this actually upgraded softwares are giving you very important feedbacks and estimations. So you're optimizing this design. You're trying to understand how long this product will survive and which conditions, right? You're actually making analysis and you need to understand if this design can survive for long term. But when you actually define the accurate, real material information inside your highly complex and advanced simulation softwares, that will give you highly and more accurate results. A gas dam, for instance, global company, have a lot of different productions in different parts of the world. They have to make sure every gas down product, wherever they produce, even in Brazil or Spain or Turkey or some other parts of the world, they have to have gas down quality standards. And it's starting with the gas down headquarter defining the material what they want to use because they are spending hard time to find the most accurate material. But in Brazil, for instance, you cannot be able to import all these materials from Europe or some other parts of the world. Instead, with Total Materia, you will be able to find exact equivalence and cross-reference of this material in seconds. So that's how we are providing industry leaders are very, very accurate and very important informations. So one of our users also soccer from oil and gas industry and fertilizers like a highly corrosive different kinds of productions or different kinds of chemicals they use. They have to make sure all these pipelines or silos and everything must stand still. You cannot tolerate any kind of mistake, especially when you are achieving some maintenance activities. You have to make sure this material will long lasting there. You can have welding information, you can have so many different information like soccer from oil and gas industry by accurately forecasting material behaviors with all material. We have fatigue information, we have so many corrosion information, so on. You can reach these informations in our web page that we have a lot of happy users. Why don't you just join, become one of them? Let us tell you, let us explain how it works actually and how it will make your life way easier because material selection is not only mechanical physical properties. You have to take into account corrosion resistance, fabricability, cost, and availability. This is actually a little bit harder, uh, really harder process that it's not only all this four, but also application type, strain hardness, toughness, ductility creep, and environment characterizations, alloy database, pitting rules, and cost and literature history database. You need a lot of information, and imagine if there is a tool, it gives everything in there, and you have ability to compare and find the and putting some filtering to find the best and the most suitable material in seconds. So what about high temperature rates and the minus temperatures? These materials behaviors are changing, right? So this is more complex than you think, and I'm sure some of our uh, uh, participants here. I can see I have a lot of users here and some testings and some free trial users, also some students here with us today. That's awesome because this complex uh, issue that you have to solve, forming information, metric structures, grain size, composition, welding, and heat treatment information. You need a lot of information. Each individual bolt is important for you while you are selecting a material, stress strain curves, and so on. What about the thicknesses of this material? Of course, I mean, 2 millimeter sheet metal and 6 millimeter sheet metal have different mechanical properties. Of course, you have to know all these details, like in different ferrous alloys in different material groups, so that because Total Materia have a lot of information, we are able to serve and provide information for this industry leaders, including in aerospace industry. Basically, I'm sure every one of you guys know heard about Virgin Galactic, and they solved their material problem with Total Materia. That's awesome. We have different users from globally from all around the world. Like in Horizon, for instance, you can select material identification tool we have. We have global equivalence, sharing and exporting this material information, also advanced properties and reference data, right? So we are providing more than 500,000 of materials, 80 plus global standards. I believe it was 86, now 89 global standards, and thousands of producer's data sheet right now. Even if your reference is IEC or any American standards, you will be able to find the Indian standard equivalents, for instance, here. If you're choosing, if you're finding the equivalents from any American or European standards, you will be able to go to check the Japanese or Chinese standards equivalents, right? So it's a huge tool that gives you opportunity to make sure that you're selecting exact equivalents of the producers. Like you have a one American or European standard material, you will be able to select according to producers, let's say Sandvik or ArcelorMittal or ThyssenKrupp produced. You need a polymer material, you go into SABIC material, you have to find all these mechanical physical properties, including you can find the equivalents in different polymer producers, right? So this is basically, you know, Total Materia platform. How it looks like. We have a lot of modules. We have quick search, advanced search, standard search options, right? And then in quick search bar, which is updated recently, it's more intelligent now. We have more than 4,500 3D printing material. You can select material group. You can filter standards if you want. Here is an example where we are searching 304 American Standard material, and right column material description cross-reference. It all belongs to this material anymore. As you can see, we have pricing information and so many more. So in this example, where you can see even joints, welding, chemical composition and mechanical properties, SN curves of this material, stress life parameters, and isochronic stress strain and allowable stress graphs, actually isocorrosion tests, and thousands of corrosion tests here, thousands of mechanical properties, which means in detailed view you will be able to see the references or elevated temperature, minus temperature properties, and including what heat treated form, what form of this material, and what thicknesses, dimensions of this material we are talking about, right? So each individual form or different heat treated material will give you different properties in mechanical and physical ways. So these are all references down there where we get this information last 27 years. You can export this material information. You can create some kind of forms, and then with one click, all you need to select what simulation you're using. Like right now, we have 28 or 29 different formats. What properties you want to export, you're selecting and step by step making choices, what temperature range values that you want to export, and it is ready to real buyer simulation software. So you have cross-reference options. This is the most common use case of Total Materia. It's official cross-references is coming from standards organizations. Well, basically, standards are informing that these are the real equivalents of this material according to different standards that you can filter. Like for instance, this 204 IEC standards, equivalents of European standards, Indian or Chinese standards, official equivalents. With one click, you can compare this material side by side, GP and IEC standard material, and you can save it as a PDF if you really need to prove these are the official equivalents of this material. You can create your material list. You can save your favorite materials. You can create different material lists according to different project that you are using and handling. So you don't need to repeat this material search options as well as for usage of Total Materia according to our users. It's very user friendly, but we are keep updating this content and uh, platform capabilities, which every single month Total Materia is updating and adding some new material informations. You can load your saved search back so you don't need to repeat. Here, we are not looking for a specific material, but we are looking for a mechanical physical properties which material can give us. Like here, we are looking for GB or DIN standards material. We're looking for a steel. We're looking for this steel to be to have more than 100-degree, like an elevated temperature, to have minimum 300 megapascal yield strength and 500 megapascal tensile strength. And we want this material to resist and 40 joule impact strength, and we want this material to have modulus of elasticity and 190 gigapascal. So we want one very durable material, and in second, with one click, we can see only 19 material can give us this durable uh, options. Like out than 500,000 material we have, and only 19 of them are able to give us this properties. So we can still compare this material. We can still select which one of these materials are compliant, which one of these material have highest tensile strength or impact energy or density value. Like if we can choose the lightest one or the cheapest one, we can compare this 5 or 19 or 20 or hundreds material in together in different ways in the analytics screen, or we can check all these materials which one of these are compliant according to different regulations. We are covering more than 300 regulations up to date, and up to 5 regulations in once you can check and you can control more than 300 regulations. So SmartComp is way different than the other modules, like where you will be able to see according to chemical composition of this material what material grade that we are talking about. So it's very easy to use. If you really need any kind of assistance, please feel free to contact us. We would love to show you how it works. And integrator is a different story where you have uh, just Horizon provides you more than 500,000 material which you cannot edit. You can only create your material list and favorite materials, but an integrator is fully editable version. Like you can create your enterprise solution to your own internal database of your company so that you can able to add your test data. You can create material cards. Either you can copy from Total Materia Horizon. So seamless connections with more than 500,000 material, managed users and deliver accurate data for their profile. So you can connect all these informations with your digital tools like PLM system or simulation softwares. So Horizon and Integrator comes together while you have when you have a full access to Integrator. Full version of Horizon comes with it. You have reference data, you have global alternatives, you have material selection tool, you have material identification, joints welding, substance compliance, create links and share links, fatigue, corrosion data, exporting options. All this information is coming with the integrator, which is almost the same interface. Once you approve this material, either you can copy from Horizon or you can create your own new material cards. With the user management, you are able to select which user to see what material and which user to see what material properties. So definitely, security is very important. Your substances compliance info, your test data, it's all in one place. And PLM simulation integrations with API, it's very easy and fast. And you can use integrator on site. You can install into your uh, internal uh, system, or you can use it on cloud, on live, and you have company legacy data, right? So material engineering, material research department, once they have all these tools in material labs, whatever they do, it's not missing, it's not going to disappear anyway, but your internal data, once you approve the materials, to copy inside the integrator, it will stay there. So this is the best way to secure all this research information into your company. Sorry. Uh, in direct connection with the PLM system, simulation softwares, and that makes actually connecting digital world to the real world, make design to production real fast. So that's the idea. We have user selections, we have a lot of different settings according to your security uh, requirements. We can edit all this informations. So this is a short preview of integrator. As you can see, it's very much similar like Total Materia Horizon. Basically, once you select the internal database, or some user will be able to access only internal database, right? So, and you're reaching your material card that you generated. You have your own, only belongs to your company, not will be visible on Horizon to everyone. This is your own internal database, remember. So all these documents, documentations, whenever you add it, whoever add it, it will be visible with the date. So this is your own one source of truth, single source of truth. So basically, this user won't be able to see stress strain diagrams. As you can see, it's locked here. So all this material informations that your company generated, all this informations could either coming from Horizon that if you would like to copy, or you can generate more properties or exact properties with your test data. So once you click in between, you are making the search internal standards, which is this is your material, and including Korean standards, properties, or different American standards materials, right? So still you go and find the IEC standard material, and you have different. supplier information, and alternative information. Which information you would like to copy inside your database, you will be able to copy this information basically. And you can also create a new material if you want. All new material, new processes, your own material. Could be a polymer, could be a metal, any material that you want, you can create. You can add some properties, you can add supplier information wherever your supplier department or purchasing department to go and buy. You're basically selecting all this necessary information in once, and it will be visible with the person you added. Like you can see these informations, right? So these are highly critical and secure information. These are very, very important. And then let's move to the AI tool, Predictor. Predictor is a little genius, like because we have a lot of feedback from our users all these years. They want to see some specific material, specific information. So it's not exist. When it's not exist, what's happening? We are searching literature or we are finding equivalent material and we are getting as a reference for this material properties, but still it's not enough. We need to make either tests, actual tests for this material. This costs a lot and it takes a lot of time, right? So you don't want to waste your time and money, but you want to have this material information. What you can do, you can click and ask our AI tool, which is trained by our highly experienced metallurgy mechanical engineers. Hope you can see our presentations. And then, well, basically, it has a little complex algorithm to make this accurate calculations. We have classifications and data validations. Then it has synthetic models, XG, and deep learning. It is making calculations independent. And here evaluating all these three results and giving you, according to this training, the best possible results, right? So it is actually showing you for metallic materials calculations from the chemical composition or the material designation. Non-metallic materials also has ability to calculate different alloys, including polymers properties, from mechanical and physical properties, including fatigue and stress strain curves, right? So this is how it works. Very easy to use. If you would like to test Predictor, please let us know. This is the 7075. Either we can go and actually edit the chemical composition, or we're just moving to the next step and selecting what property we want to see, what kind of output we want, like temperature dependent, and model gives you the best calculation style. And you're clicking the next and fourth step. Basically, you are selecting the product form because this is actually real test simulator. As you can see the details, like I want to have, because we have 75 thousands of mechanical properties, temperature dependent, but we want T8, especially T8 heat treated temperature dependent properties of this material. So we have the graphs, we have confidence interval, and you can select how close, how a little bit tolerant would be. All this detail information generated, we are adding this in graph comparison view. Here you can see this is actually the T8 graph in blue line, and this is the other one. Actually, it exists in Total Materia T3 T73 heat treated 7075. These are basically the same material, same form, everything same except different heat treated forms. Then we can say in lower temperature, T8 heat treated 7075 gives you more durability in yield strength. Like you see, has higher yield strength value in especially below zero. So this is a tool that gives saves a lot of time and money for you while you're making research, really hard research, when you want to define which material could be the best for this design. So let's go to the green line, which is all about choosing green line, right? It's all about choosing the greenest possible material. Carbon footprint, how it's important, compliance issues getting strict and strict. You need to have your LCA and carbon footprint calculations, sustainable material selections. Definitely, these are very important. And in Total Materia, which provides more than 500,000 material information, but compliance information needs to be up to date, and we are updating all this informations and every month. And primary source of data is coming from EcoInvent, which is world well known base for this, right? So you will be able to access more than 300 global regulations and a lot of tools inside Greenline reporting material compliance status for metallic and non-metallic materials, sustainability parameters we cover cradle to the gate, and helping engineers find greener alternatives, calculating carbon footprints. How do we calculate these parameters, right? Calculations using chemical composition and weights. Definitely, these are very important. And for the polymers, family classifications and average from EcoInvent or information found directly from the producer's data sheet or other sources. How we are calculating carbon footprint. Each individual material, we are first selecting the manufacturing, where it's manufactured. Let's say it's in Germany. Manufacturing route we need to put in there, and recycled content we are selecting. So in process, you're selecting drop from the drop down menu any process, and country region processing, and removed material percentage, and the transport route. This is also very important for this calculation. It's coming from the sea container ship, 6,200 kilometers, and then by train or the truck, you're choosing exact lorry, Euro 6 truck, and in distance, you're adding like additional 500 kilometers and saving and asking carbon footprint calculations of this material. 4.455. It's a little greener than macrolon or any other material. So in detail, you will be able to see how it affects and which one of these processes are affecting, like manufacturing process affecting the most in carbon footprint of this material. So maybe you will consider to find another material group material. So if you want to decrease or if you want to choose a little greener material, you're clicking basically show me the alternatives. Official kind of chemical composition the same, and GB standards for instance, okay, and make the calculations. And this time you have 4.437. You see, you have a little greener material alternatives from a and for standard material. So you can save, yeah, or you can just export this material information to make another calculations, or you can just change some of these materials which is causing higher carbon footprint than the others. And then you can save this material list and calculations in here in your material console to recall and update and remake these calculations again and again whenever you need. You see, you're basically loading all this material informations and some parameters are missing. You can make these calculations easily again. And we have compliance assessor. Like let's say you have one single material or as material group or material list. You want to make sure these calculations, these materials are compliant according to different regulations because you are going to use this material in one product. One single product will go to Asia, Europe, or America, or wherever you are sending these goods. You have to define some different regulations up to 5 in 1s. You can see actually, you see, there are different regulations here, and this material basically is not compliant on none of them. Only a little bit conflict minerals have like non-assessed, so you have to be careful. With one click, you can select the substitution of this material, like you can select some compliant one, and it actually gives you the PB is a little bit higher than required. So that makes this material a red line, and then it's not compliant, obviously. So with the table view, you're selecting the equivalence one according to different standards. You can filter EN or GB or any standards you want, but you want all these regulations to give you this material to be compliant one, right? This time. And you're applying, making another calculations, and it tells you, okay, check the standards and conditions to see in 2018 this material is fully compliant. So you see your material list is clean. Easy it is. I don't know how you're handling this process, but it's very easy and faster in Total Materia. As you can see, you can save this list. You can send it as a proof in anywhere. So that makes your life easier. We have another tool, bill of material. One product can be produced by hundreds of different materials, right? And then you have to select all these materials one by one to check if it's compliant or not. Or you can put all this bill of material inside the green line bill of material bomb, and you can make the bomb calculation. Here are some places that you need to take care. Where you can see these triangles, you need to edit and make the selection, accurate selection. Exact material designation. You're selecting from the list because system is asking you which standard material that you use. You can replace or select another one. This is highly updated and advanced tool. So this is the BOM calculations, and this is the life cycle assessment. You can quickly assess the materials, and there are a lot of different midpoint indicators. So ecosystem health, human health, and natural resources. So you'll be able to understand your material list that you're using for production, how it affects the ecosystem health, human health, or natural resources, or energy demand, land use, and ozone depletion. So these are giving you idea how clean or not clean your materials are. So this is the first step to make and lower your carbon footprint. So these are the material list, and you're selecting the endpoint damage indicators. You can select different calculation methods. It depends which one is more important for you. You can find the greener alternatives. And when you pin one of these materials, so you'll be able to understand which one of these are greener, which one of these materials are affecting your carbon footprint a little bit more. And you can save and move to the next step, as you can see. So this is also very easy to use. Basically, we have, starting from Horizon, 4 different solutions: integrator for enterprise materials management, predictor for predicting material properties, which is a testing simulator, and Greenline is about compliance sustainability calculations. So please feel free to refer this source. Anyone who wants to try and to see and experience material information source, feel free to contact us. We would love to help you. We would love to provide you whole full version test access to Total Materia. We would love to teach you how you can use and help your workflow. So please explore our solutions in greater detail and understand the value of testing real world scenario we would like to impact in your workflow, to analyze the results and ensure the solution meet your objectives. So roll out and onboarding for your organization. We are here to help you anytime you need. So this is basically what our solutions are offering. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate to contact us. And you can also send me your questions, whatever you want to see in details. Hi. Hi, Harish.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so the thing is that first of all, nice presentation. You cover all the material. It's very insightful. I just like to know that the data what you have. So those are only the commercial data, or this data is from some. open source or from some patent or journal? Like, what are the source of your data, and how much coverage it is regarding the da- data sources?
Yeah. This is a very good question. Basically, we are covering a lot of let me show you. It was part of my presentation. We are covering all this information from the national standards first. This is how it started, basically. Total Materia and Kinumella's journey 27 years ago. We were collecting this information from the national standards. Right now, 80, 89, I believe, not 80 anymore. And these informations are coming from the standards first, and then we have combined, also connecting this metal and polymer producers to share their data sheet to enrich this material information for you to have different selection in abilities. So I would like to show you maybe one example live on our web page. Let me connect to the platform. Well. Here is the totalmateria.com, and I will actually show you how it works. But I have connection issue today, and my computer received an update and gets so slow recently. Uh, okay, I hope I answered your question. As soon as this web page will refresh, I will be able to show you.
Yeah, that exactly. You showed the answer. So the main thing is that does it also cover the patent and the research article? Because to find a new material, we sometimes check for the recent
Hmm.
journal and patent. So does it also cover, and from where you have data, like from which year in regarding the patents?
Oh yeah,
Data.
this is very important question, because most up to date information is the most valuable one, right? Raw material content is updating every year, every month. Sorry, every month, like 12 times a year, we're updating content, which is every month I'm receiving this kind of update information from our R&D team. This is just updates from February 26th. And it is actually giving us an idea what kind of material groups that we are covering and how many materials we have. For instance, only ceramic, 16,000 material we have. Like in composites or polymers, we have 131,000 polymers we have, right? So what kind of material information we are providing from this? Like, let's say in stress strain diagrams, we are providing 133,000 of stress strain in 50 thousands of in different groups of exact material tests, which our R&D team is following up, and we are actually purchasing all the standards to provide this information, and we are combining this producer's data sheet, and then online and offline thousands of different reliable sources we have, like a library. As much as you ask some more specific information which is not here inside Total Materia yet, we will be able to make research for you. So for mobility, fatigue information, like thousands of graphs and fracture mechanics, creep data, and only for additive manufacturing we are covering in different material groups more than 4,500 materials. like joints information is coming from the producers, like for from Lincoln Electric or from Böhler or some other producers who are actually making this research to make better joint material. They are sharing this information with us so that we know which electrode to use when you weld one material, or which addition, like to stick together these polymers, right? So all these necessary informations are coming from this reliable source. The best part, when you have the access to total materia and when you are receiving and seeing one particular material information, you will be able to see the references actually. So that's the best part, because you first, we're putting online there. So whatever information that you reach in total materia, we are providing this references. At the same time, you'll be able to see, like here I was making some search, and we are basically providing different language. You can use Tomatery in any language you want. Like here we are also providing standard lists, you see. And let's make a search like in standards like IEC, very well-known standards maybe. First, an Indian standards search. We have 1451 standards. These are the latest versions when we receive the updates. These are the materials related to the standards, and we have related standards as well, which means we are actually following up the standards since 1985. We have even older standards like from 50s, 60s, you see, and every single time this standards receiving an update, we're adding in the same column, you see, and then at the end there are 15 materials defined by the standards, and any of this material, when you click, you will be able to see mechanical physical properties, and in detailed view you have where these references are coming from. Let's say we are providing tensile strength, ignition, Rockwell hardness, and it is coming from here. Here are the references of this material. Let's make another search, like let's see, 7075, very well-known material. You're clicking here and choosing the aerospace standards. It gives you the number of the material and material description. It is coming from the source, standards, application details, standards, and it's all about standards. As you can see, all this information are coming from the standards. And if you want to go to this material's mechanical properties and in detailed view, definitely references are here. Let's say you want to see this materials MMPDS standards details, and it gives you where these references are coming from. You see all the wide list. So I think this is the answer of your question exactly. And the
Yeah,
last update we received in January 2026 for this material card only. In Tracker, generally, you can track like in let's say in one material group or latest February update. For instance, what happened in total material on February, right? So every single month we're adding some materials and information, and you can select in Tracker to see which updates or which new material we received in Total Materia. You see, we have a lot of materials received. Thousands of materials are received. Some new updates in February. So this is the answer, maybe.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for detailed
You're
answer.
well. You're welcome. Do you have access to Total Materia? Would you like to test and see, basically? Do you think it's useful for you and your team?
Yeah, we are seeing the data. So just we want to know like cover, how much cover it is, and then what is the latest data source it has, and what data source it has, so that it useful.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to share with you with this details, actual latest updates, and it's covering. It's huge because this is the biggest material information source in the world. To be
Sure,
honest.
sure, sure.
Yeah,
You can share. Thank you.
you're welcome. Does anyone have any other questions? Thank you very much to having me today. And I wish to keep in touch with you guys, and I wish it will be very much helpful for you whenever you need any training, any full version free test access to Total Materia. Please do not hesitate to contact us, because I love my job, I love my company, because we are serving this information with globally from all around the world engineering community. I would like you to try and test the sea for yourself.